On.
Welcome, people, to Don J MMA, the very first ever episode. We're going to be going over UFC 293. I'm here with Don Dada. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. How are you? It's a long time coming, this pod.
It's been a long time coming. I've been trying to set it up via MacBook, but that I don't even know what's going on with that. I've had to just chuck it on my phone.
Yeah, well, we'll start today just on this and then try it on this, and we'll just take it from here. It's the first episode, so we'll see how it looks when we record it, audio and stuff. Then it will get
Yeah,
better over time. This is just the first one. We're talking about UFC 293 today. We're going to go through the card, start to finish. Talk about who we think is going to win and why. Talk about the press conference, and that will probably bulk out this episode for us. Then next week, when we do our next episode, it will be on the fight night card for next week, and hopefully by then there will be some questions from the viewers that we can answer at the end. So that's basically how we're going to run this podcast. I think that's the plan so far.
that is the plan. So up first, guys, in the card, this is the prelims we're going to go over very quickly. It's Kiefer Crosby versus Kevin Jowsett. Who do we have winning this one?
Thank God you pronounced them names.
Me who gets the stick.
Yeah. Crosby, I'm pretty sure, was the guy that put his career on hold to go box Aaron Chalmers on Kingpin, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy is what is his record? 10-3. He is on a 2-fight win streak. Let me just go down and double check. Yeah, Alex Oliveira was his last win, which actually isn't a bad win,
Either.
to be fair, but I don't really think he's great. I don't really think any of these two guys are great, to be honest. For me, I'm going to pick Kevin. He's got that city kickboxing advantage going into this. Like the MMA guru
Yeah.
says, those guys are on the sauce majority. So I'm going to go for Kevin to win this by Crosby is pretty durable. So I'm going to go by decision. I'm going to pick decision. What about you?
Yeah. Decision or a competitive decision, nothing too impressive from either men. I think they're both okay, but to be honest with you, I think we've seen the best out of both men now. Kiefer Crosby at 33, Jowsett at 30. I just think it'll be a stale-ish fight, to be honest with you, to open up the card. But who knows? Hopefully, it'll be a banger. I'm going to go Kevin too.
I think if Crosby is going to win, it's going to be in the first round. But again, I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't even believe both these guys should really be in the UFC, if I'm being honest.
You see, last week, who was the female fighters who were on first? There was that one female fighter record of 6-5. I can't remember.
Some of the people that were on that card last week just did not deserve it, to be honest. But yeah, even this card, this card here, the fact that the US audience, I'm pretty sure they get charged what is it, $70 to watch this?
That's crazy, and we just get charged.
I
wouldn't say how. It depends how you watch it.
Yeah, well, hypothetically, everybody pays to watch it. No illegal links or anything like that. Hypothetically,
no,
we would watch it on TNT Sports. People in America watch on ESPN Plus. But yeah, the fact that they're charging for this card, in my opinion, this should be a fight night. Just being honest.
It's just on Strickland.
Yeah, yeah.
So Shane Young versus Gabriel Miranda. Shane Young's picking up a few losses lately, man.
Yeah, both these guys again. But I mean, this is on the prelim, so this is arguably okay.
Yeah.
We just seen St. Denis last weekend against Thiago Moises. That was a good performance. He did leave himself open, but that guy, in my opinion, is going to be closing in on the UFC top 10 at lightweight, in my opinion.
St. Denis so well. Super fluid. Super fluid. But yeah, for this fight, to be honest with you, again, I could see this being a bit of a banger, to be fair. But I have to go with, I don't know whose trajectory do we favour at the moment. I don't really know.
Again, because it's in Australia, I'm just going to back Shane Young, the city kickboxing guys. I mean, yeah.
Shane Young, maybe if it's in Australia, maybe gets a TKO here. I don't know.
Yeah, either that or I don't know, maybe a decision. I mean, he is coming off 3 losses. Let's just double check. Has he been KO'd? And then no. So I mean, what's that? He's lost 2 unanimous decisions, and he got head kicked KO'd in the first round in his UFC 253, which was in 2020. So he's been pretty inactive. I
Yeah,
mean, he did lose in February of this year, but yeah, again, this is just another fight that's not great. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick Shane Young, City Kickboxing. I just
being with Shane Young. Fuck, Shane Young's from New Zealand, man. What the flip?
yeah. So I mean that home. I mean, I know he's not Australian, he is from New Zealand, but it is like that home. It's that home advantage.
Flag and thought Shane Young's from Australia and he's flipping New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Same thing, pretty much though. Like Adesanya, like they say he's got the hometown support. I mean, really doesn't. Everybody likes Sean Strickland over there. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, Shane Young, I'm gonna say he's gonna get it done by decision again. I don't think this is a great fight either. What about you?
No,
What's
I'm
your prediction?
late.
Right, let's move on. Hope, like, I mean, honestly, you probably don't get to, like near a good fight in this card until you're at like what Manel Cap, and even then, that's not a great fight.
Manel Cap's talking a lot of shit. But I
Yeah.
mean we'll get to
Right, here we go. We've got the GOAT, Blood Diamond, making his return. Let's go.
We've got a big Blood Diamond fan. Nah, I've
Mate.
got to go with, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Mike, bro, help me out with this one.
Just say Blood Diamond. That's just what I'm going by.
Blood Diamond.
That's
Listen,
that's what he goes by as his name in the UFC. It's Blood Diamond.
the record is smelling.
Yeah, it
But
stinks.
but do we think he's going to pull off a madness?
I mean, Charlie, I don't even want to try and pronounce his second name there because I am going to butcher it. He is on a bit of a streak. I mean,
I think the UFC's made this favouring Charlie 100%.
yeah, I mean, his last win is by submission. Obviously, Blood Diamond, where he excels, is on the feet. He's got like a weird striking style. Again, from that city kickboxing gym. His grappling though is like
Terrible.
I honestly don't have anything nice to say about his grappling. The guy's three and like let's just let this sink in. This guy's 3-2 as a professional MMA fighter, 3-2, and he's in the UFC. What?
Is this Blood Diamond's last fight potentially in the UFC?
No, because I'm gonna pick Blood Diamond to win. And I'll tell you
No,
why.
you're on
Charlie
fraud.
doesn't really, I mean, he won his last fight by submission, but he doesn't really grapple that much. And obviously, that's Blood Diamond's biggest weakness. I mean, I'm not confident in this pick at all, really. But I do feel like if it's on the feet, Blood Diamond could get it done. I mean, is he on the city kickboxing sauce like Adesanya? Could be,
Boxing.
could be. I'm going to go for him to win this.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Charlie to win this one via a decision. I think this might be Blood Diamond's last fight in the UFC.
I'm going to go Blood Diamond second round TKO.
We'll see. By the way,
like,
guys, just to remind you all, I have never had a bad prediction. Lewis, on the other hand, can't speak.
yeah,
Can't
I got banned off TikTok for having bad predictions, so
That's
take
what I
that
mean.
as what you
Right.
will. Let me just double check. Yeah, so I mean, Blood Diamond's never been KO'd, been submitted. I mean, this guy's 3-2. Like he's had 5 fights and he's in the UFC. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, remember at one stage it was like you can't be bad if you're in the UFC. Like you get no journeyman.
Yeah, I
But
mean, Blood
like,
Diamond is Adesanya's Artem Lobov. You know the way Artem was in the UFC purely because of Connor, and he was like
oh,
12-12.
even the Ultimate Fighter this season, like the fighters on there are not championship level caliber fighters.
No,
None of them are. I mean, don't get me wrong. Final fight between who was it between? Conor McGregor's teammate,
Brad Katona.
Brad Katona, and what was the other
Yeah,
guy's name?
Uh, who
Was it?
is that guy? That's actually going to be annoying because that actually was a pretty good fight.
It's not a Rayev, is it?
I've actually gone blank. Let me double check.
Fight. It was good, but you don't watch Brad Katona and think Brad Katona's championship level. Never, never in a million years. And Brad
No.
Katona fairly likable, but he like it's the same with Ryan Battle. Ryan Battle, sorry, he actually called me out on Instagram once
Oh, did he?
because yeah, he actually
Oh
did.
shit, I seen that. Yeah, about you saying about the talent on the show, was it?
Yeah, I said the fighters on the Ultimate Fighter are not good enough anymore. And look, as much as Brian Battle probably didn't like that comment, he's probably like, "Who's this skinny little bitch talking about?" But at the end of the day, you know, I hope Brian Battle has a good career. It's just that I don't believe I think the Ultimate Fighter has been stale for a long time, and it goes back to this card. I really just think the caliber of the UFC's like prelim fighters is starting to show a little bit more,
Yeah.
and
I
then
mean, talking
late
about
anymore.
I mean, this fight here, we've got one of the Ultimate Fighters making his debut. I mean, this guy went 0-1 on the show. I'm pretty sure Jason Knight submitted him,
Yeah,
and he's been signed, and he's fighting this
Nash,
weekend, UFC 293 against Nasrat Hakparas. Yeah.
Nasras. First of all, guys, is a murderer. He's a pretty decent fighter.
Yeah, he's
So this is
28. I'm pretty sure he's been in the UFC from 2017, which is insane.
yeah, Nasrat, and I mean he was fairly hyped up at one point. I remember. So
Yeah. I
in
mean,
my maybe I don't know if it'll be an early TKO, but I think it'll be second or third round. I think I'm definitely going to go with Nasrat in this fight.
yeah, so am I. I mean,
He's
28
probably
years of age. He's fought everybody. Drew Dober, Bobby Green.
yeah. Is he your favorite in this fight?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
big favorite.
yeah, rightfully so. I mean, if I'll be very surprised if Nasrat doesn't win this fight.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say on this. I mean, there are quite a lot of big favorites that there's not really any point spending so much time talking about them, really.
No.
I mean, we're
Let's
gonna
make.
wait
Should we make our
next
way
up.
to the card?
Huh?
Should we make our way to the main card?
Yeah, we'll just go over these briefly here and just give who we're gonna say is gonna win. Who do you have for
Yeah.
this one?
So with Jamie Malarkey, I mean, I think everyone loves Jamie Malarkey. John Mac, John McDessie. I'm gonna let you start some of these second
No,
names.
you got that. You got that. Yeah, I'm gonna go Jamie Malarkey in this one. To be honest, again, not a great fight. Both guys are on. I mean, they're not on losing streaks. Both guys have lost in their last fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fighters that you think are going to lose, or the fight cards that you think are going to be poor, where they end up delivering. So it wouldn't surprise me if each one of these prelim fights turns out to be a banger. But I am going to go with Jamie Malarkey by decision win.
Yeah, so am I. I mean, there's not really much more to say about that. Next up, we have got
Jack Jenkins. Listen, first of all, before I start, Jack Jenkins' last fight, it was disgusting. That was disgusting. That decision was disgusting.
who was his last fight? I can't even remember. I'm drawing a blank here.
I definitely did not.
Oh, on the Emmett Taporia card.
Absolutely should have won that fight. Absolutely.
I'm just looking at both guys' records here.
Shepe Mariscal's a very decent fighter too, but in my opinion, is this a favourable matchup for Jack Jenkins? How do you see this going? I personally think Jack Jenkins' home advantage will be in big play. I think he might get like a second round TKO in this fight.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna second or third round TKO. I'm gonna go for Jack Jenkins.
And those
So
leg kicks are
yeah, it's just one of those. Like, I mean, honestly, this card, it's just, it's I don't,
eh.
it's just that. It's just like, yeah, I mean, yeah, Jack Jenkins, I believe, is gonna win the hometown advantage. I mean, on a 2-fight win streak, I think he gets it done inside 3 rounds. TKO, I'm gonna go for. You're agreeing with me, Jack Jenkins?
Yeah, definitely going Jack Jenkins by TKO.
Right. And here we go. Carlos Ulberg, Da Un
Oh,
Jung, right? Let's just, this here is another one. Carlos Ulberg is going to win this fight
is
because,
it a pick'em?
I mean, Carlos Ulberg is a massive, massive favorite in this. The guy's 8-1. When is he actually going to start getting tough competition? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully after
What's
this fight.
going to make you look silly? Be careful what you're saying. Jung's going to pull off a madness. Jung by
Nah,
flying armbar.
I just don't see it. He doesn't really grapple that much. I mean, like, I mean this in the nicest way possible. This is no disrespect at all. I'm just going based off Carlos Ulberg and where I see his skill set.
Yeah.
Sam Alvey went to a draw with that on John. Now, if you put Sam Alvey in there with Carlos Ulberg, and this is no disrespect, that's not going one round.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go with Carlos Ulberg in the first.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, the only chance Dallin Jung, in my opinion, has with him is to implement grappling. I mean,
He might unleash that.
he can grapple, he can wrestle a bit. I just don't see him being able to do much against Carlos Ulberg. And after Carlos Ulberg gets this win on, I think it's this Sunday morning for us or Sunday afternoon. I don't know. It's in Australia. They need to up the competition. They need to, like, this guy's 32. He's not getting any younger. Let's up the competition.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
let's not give
100.
him a guy who's coming off 2 losses. You know what I mean? Like, let's try and push this guy on. Or if we're not, then I don't know, feed him to some younger talent. Then if you're not going to try and push him up that way to the
Yeah.
top. But yeah, Carlos Hilberg, they're headlining the
I mean,
prelims.
what? I might chuck a tenner on Jung just in case.
Hmm.
I might put a tenner on Jung just in case he pulls it off.
Uh, there's honestly probably more chance of Sean Strickland beating Adesanya than that happening.
Oh, man. Right, we'll get to that later. We're coming up to it shortly.
Yeah, we're gonna head on to the main card now. I mean, look at this brilliant main card opener. I just want to say, why did they not put this Carlos Ulberg as the opener to the pay-per-view? I don't know.
Yeah, definitely push Carlos Ulberg being on the main card if he gets
Yeah.
first round.
So the first main card fight of UFC 293 is Tyson Pedro against Anton. Take it away, Ben. You can pronounce that second name.
Tyson Pedro versus Anton. So people, for my official one, I'm gonna go with Tyson again. Home court advantage. I think you'll see a lot of home winners in this card. I think it might be a bit scrappy this one though, but I'm gonna go with a close-ish decision.
I'm just changing it up here. I'm going for Anton, the pleasure man. This fight's going
Oh,
to get outside of one round.
pleasure man! What a
Yeah,
nickname! I
yeah,
hope
the
you win
goat.
because of that, Anton.
Yeah,
Just
did you see the press conference when the guy asked him about it? He's like, ask your wife.
actually why she felt the pleasure man.
Yeah, goated. Yeah, no,
Class.
I just think it's going to make it outside of the first round. Tyson Pedro doesn't have that great cardio, in my opinion. I think it gets out of the first round and he's kind of gassed, and the
I think
pleasure
Lewis
man wins by decision.
trying
Hmm?
to get to pleasure man. I can already tell.
Yeah, well, that's my pick. You're going Tyson Pedro. I'm going the pleasure man by decision.
I'm going Tyson Pedro. But the pleasure man hopefully pulls it off.
Here we
Austin
go
Lane
again. Again, I'm
first.
not even going to say my prediction on this until you go. Go ahead. Who do you have winning this?
Do you know what? Austin Lane's on a much better. He's got more experience.
Yeah, I mean,
Type of cap.
yeah. So for me, I'm picking Austin Lane to win this. A few reasons why. One, if you watch their very short no contest that they had, he was landing good body kicks. So he was
Yeah,
in that matchup. I mean, he's got pretty good grappling as well.
yeah.
If he initiates it, his grappling's not bad.
Mm-mm.
Which Justin Taffa doesn't have that great of grappling, to be honest. I mean, no disrespect. He's kind of like a Tai Tuivasa outside of the first round, which Austin Lane needs to make it out of the first round, which is big. Which one of the things about Austin Lane I will say is when they are like in close range in the pocket, the guy striking defense isn't there. Like the guy striking defense isn't great.
Austin Lane is pretty well light on his feet, but the thing with Austin Lane is that chin, it literally is in the sky.
Yeah.
You know, in the sky from his neck. Now, in my opinion, the fight will go with Justin Taffer coming out, the same as Taito Ivasa, slow paced, looking to land that one big shot. Austin Lane will kind of frustrate him. The reason why that it was an eye poke, wasn't it, last time?
Yeah. It was a bad eye poke as well.
Was just because of how Austin Lane exits. He's just so awkward.
It's kind of like John Jones. Like I know a lot of people say John Jones has really good striking defense. I'm not comparing them to at all, by the way. But like the taller people, they kind of go like that. They kind of just like. Have you ever seen it though? Where like that was kind of it. It was like they were in close, and he kind of like just like put his arms out, and he just eye poked the guy.
Thousands of John Jones fans coming in the comments.
It is true. John Jones does do that though.
Yeah, he does. Oh, 100%.
Like he moves back and it's like this. It's just like this. And everyone's like, fuck it. This is amazing striking defense.
I actually think Justin Lane will win the good majority of the fight, but I think Justin Taffer will catch him and knock him out and then near the end of the first round.
I think Austin Lane can win this. He needs to fight smart and stay at range. You know, this guy is 6'6", a lot bigger than Justin Taffer, a lot lighter. This guy was like an NFL footballer, I'm pretty sure, so he's really athletic. And then body kicks are good. I mean, like,
super light.
So many of those kicks that Justin Taffer can take. And if Austin Lane is to mix in the grappling, which I think he has to, especially in the first round, I think he wins. I think he wins by decision. I think unanimous decision for Austin Lane.
Yeah.
Are we happy enough for that one? Yeah.
I think I'm happy for that one. I definitely think Lewis is going to be put on massive fraud watch after this card.
Yeah, no, I probably will be.
Right, Manel Cap it. Right, first of all, Manel Cap got more of a reaction from Israel Adesanya in that 10 seconds by calling Kai Kara France a bitch than Sean Strickland managed to get out of his head the whole press conference.
Yeah.
Manel Cap is a little shit, just to put it bluntly. And I love it.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on the Adesanya stuff till we actually get the Adesanya because there's a lot to say about that press conference and what's came out about that fucking weirdo. Manel Cap wins this. Manel Cap wins this by first round KO. When he started, like, you think this guy joined the UFC and his first fight was Pantoja. Insane. In his first few fights in the UFC, he was pretty hesitant. I noticed anyway.
Yeah, a lot look at the records. Felipe Dos Santos is unbeaten, and people look at Manel Cap 18-6. There's a few people in my most recent video calling him a journeyman, but I think he's got a point to prove in this fight.
I think he wins the first round, but then again, Felipe Dos Santos, that guy's got blonde hair and he fights out of where Charles Oliveira fights out of. So that means he has to be like Oliveira. Has to be. Realistically.
He just Oliveira. MMA mathematics.
Realistically, Manel Cap is going to go in there and sleep this guy inside a round.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cap by second round.
And I feel sorry for Dos Santos because he was meant to get a fight in the Contender Series and now they've put him, I mean...
quite experienced Cap.
Yeah, on the main card. Like, this is a main card fight. What the hell is going on? This is ridiculous, this card. It honestly, it's fucking crap. Sorry for my language.
Speaking of the next fight, for the core main event, holy crap. Volkov versus Taito Ivasa is a core main event.
Yeah.
Right.
Of a $70 pay-per-view.
We know the story with Alexander Volkov. He fights the same way in every fight. He's super long. Yes, he's a much, much, much better striker than Taito Ivasa. I highly doubt Tai Nurmagomedov makes an appearance and Taito Ivasa wrestles. He's improved that much. I don't think Taito Ivasa will ever improve that much. I don't think Alexander Volkov will have changed that much. It either works or it doesn't work for both men. Taito Ivasa will either land that one big shot or he won't. Volkov will either piece tie up to a decision or he won't. There's no in between there. And in my opinion, Volkov just has an knack for getting caught. He just has an knack for getting caught.
Fair enough.
He can be winning every second of this fight, which he most likely will.
Derek Lewis, we've seen it before with Derek Lewis.
He'll keep him at distance. Same with Derek Lewis. Keep him at distance. Teep kicks, jabs, low leg kicks. And he'll look like he's unbeatable. And then he just gets caught.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know. I feel like my brain is saying Volkov has every advantage in this fight. But similar with Cyril Gane, when Taito Ivasa can be way behind, he just pulls a rabbit out the hat and lands a big shot. And it didn't knock Cyril Gane out, but it damn well came close.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm picking Volkov to win this by unanimous decision. I think Taito Vasa, if he is to win this, he needs to close the distance, obviously, because 6'7" I'm pretty sure he's got the biggest reach in the UFC.
Yeah.
Taito Vasa needs to throw the leg kicks, which he does do pretty decently, to be fair to him. Get in close, basically chest to chest, and just swing for the fences. Back Volkov up against the cage and just swing. Unfortunately, I don't see that happening. I think Volkov is just going to stay at range, piece him up with some boxing combinations, and kick away at that body like we've seen Cyril Gane do. Unfortunately, I don't think Volkov is like Gane at all, and I think that it goes 3 rounds and a unanimous decision. Alexander Volkov, Taito Vasa's face will be beaten up badly.
Yeah. So, for my official prediction, again, going off the fact Volkov can be easily hurt, with that bearing in mind, like Lewis said, you can't pick fights off a puncher's chance.
No.
And Taito Ivasa, even if you look at it stylistically, he stands straight tall. Volkov's much longer. He's going to teep at him all night. I actually think Volkov might become very hated by fans after this fight. I don't think he'll make it entertaining at all. But at the same time, Taito Ivasa, he's never been a fighter that comes out all guns blazing. He's a fighter that marches you down and he lands that big shot and then he puts it on you. And also, Taito Ivasa, he's been getting stopped lately, and he's been taking
his last 2 fights, he's been finished, and that last fight was brutal.
And I mean, the Cyril Gane beating arguably changed him, and then Pavlovich just
smoked him. Yeah, I think Volkov wins this pretty comfortably, to be honest. And
I have to, unless that Ty digs deep, home court advantage. But I really think Volkov wins by a fairly boring decision. Maybe he gets clipped at some point in the fight and stumbles a bit. But apart from that, he should control this fairly easily.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a Volkov decision or a Volkov finish inside the second round. I don't think Taito Vasa wins this, unfortunately. Here we go. We're on to the last one, the main event. Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya. Who have you got?
I have to go with... Look, here's my breakdown for you guys. My quick breakdown on this fight is that Sean Strickland is fairly underrated, in my opinion, as a striker. He has pretty awkward defense, but effective defense, But in my opinion, he doesn't have the power. He fights very tall. Israel Adesanya is much longer, I do believe. Yeah, he's quite longer. Not just that, Sean Strickland will not wrestle. People have talked about that. He will not try and take Israel Adesanya down.
I think he will. I've seen people saying he's been wrestling with Ankalaev and getting him down. I think he is going to wrestle here. I think he's going to try. Adesanya's got good takedown defense. I mean...
So if he does wrestle, my thoughts on it is always, Luke Thomas made a point of it a very long time ago. It's easier to take Izzy down at the centre of the octagon than it is when he's near the cage. Now, I see this with Sean Strickland pressuring Izzy back. Izzy's behind the black lines. Sean Strickland tries to if he tries to take him down, it'll be near the fence. Izzy will stuff it. Sean Strickland does pretty good boxing. I like the form of his punches, but his lead leg is going to get chopped to absolute pieces in this fight. And he's proven he can be hurt. And Izzy is very powerful. People underrate his power a lot. we might not like him, guys, but Sean Strickland's style, as good as it is, as effective as it is made for Israel Adesanya. Lewis.
Give me 2 seconds. Let me see here. So yeah, for my prediction for this one, it all depends on Adesanya. Has this guy grown a boob again for this matchup? If he has, like Paulo Costa, he knocks him out. If he hasn't, this is going to be a boring decision, and Adesanya wins all 5 rounds unanimously. So yeah, that's what it comes down to. Has Adesanya grown a boob again mysteriously, or has he actually been tested and has to fight clean? And if that is the case, he will beat Sean Strickland either by unanimous decision. It would help if I could speak. But if he has grown that boob, KO inside 3 rounds, I'm calling it.
Harsh words there. Harsh
Yeah.
words. But you lot get in your predictions in the comments if you've made it this far. And let us know what you think of the card. We've both gone with Israel Adesanya. My official prediction is it by late 4th round TKO? I think the damage will eventually add up. But we'll see, because I think Sean will draw him into an entertaining fight just because he's so pressure heavy.
Yeah, and I'm going to say Adesanya to win by unanimous decision. That's going to be us for this week. Make sure to comment questions below because we will add that to next week's episode. I appreciate all the comments, likes, shares, everything. We'll be back again next week. Appreciate it.
Thank you all very much.